All right, happy Tuesday.
Yeah.
NapNaz at noon. It is great to be here. I got to tell you, we didn't even know if we were going to do this show this week because, and this is just a little PSA, for those of you who attend NapNaz and watched worship on Sunday, as I did the sermon from my house and Justin did the hosting from his house. Justin and I were around someone who potentially could have had the coronavirus.
Yep.
They had went and got tested, and so we were just being cautious. And we also knew that if they were positive, that we were going to have to sit this one out this week.
Yeah.
We got to know that Ben
break.
has just had a child, so he's on a break. Ken, which shout out to Ken and Gabby.
Yeah, they just brought her home.
That's right, last night.
Yeah.
And so they're out.
Yep.
Justin has had a week of classes scheduled all year, which I got a funny story about Justin here in a minute. And so it was me, right? And then obviously our guest host today. But if I'm out...
Pulled the bench warmer off.
No, not really. We need to do this more, right? You got called up. You're coming from AAA to the majors now. Like, this is your shot.
Yeah.
But if I'm out, then obviously you wouldn't want to host it on your own.
No.
And so we're going to have to not do it.
Right.
And so we found out that the person had a negative test.
Came back negative, yeah.
So awesome.
Yeah.
And so we are full speed ahead. But with the uncertainty, it was really difficult to get a guest on today. So we're going old school. No guest. We have had such a cool lineup of guests. If you think back over the shows and all the guests, I was thinking about that earlier this morning. Just some really cool moments, some information. Good to hear from so many people in our community.
Absolutely.
And good advice, good information.
Absolutely.
But that's kind of off. But here we are today, NapNaz at noon on a Tuesday. I think we're going to have some fun conversation because we have with us our guest host today. And maybe we'll take the label guest off, right? And just say one of our hosts, Janae Elling, who is our children's ministry director here at the church. I know a lot of you know who she is. You're very familiar with her. Honestly, she was born to be on camera. And so... she might just become the main host after all this is over. But you doing all right?
Yeah.
Excited about this?
Yep.
You love this stuff.
I'm good to go.
How many videos have you produced over the last 6 weeks?
I don't know. I was trying to count even like just the blanket fort devos, but then I've had Sunday morning and Wednesday night ones that were not done in there. So I don't know.
I think all of us
I've
just
had
feel
6
like
videos a week.
We're living our life on camera.
Oh, yeah.
It's a reality show.
It's just become another thing that's just there.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
But Janae's gonna be with us today. We're gonna have a lot of fun conversation, and I'm excited about this. I'm glad you're doing it.
I got the coffee going just like you guys do. So.
Yeah, but your coffee's
Oh, but it's getting there. It doesn't take much for me.
But it's like hot chocolate in there too, right?
Yeah.
How many of you
good, though.
How many of you drink hot chocolate and coffee together?
Yes.
It's no wonder you're like so
it's like a
spunky, man.
That's probably why it doesn't take much. That and then the creamer with it too.
I always used to joke, my mom is like the Energizer Bunny, okay? Like she is one of the most active people I've ever met.
Yeah.
She wakes up, she goes to sleep, and she's all movement in between.
That's awesome.
And we always thought that was so cool. And then we began to clue into the fact that it might also be the 12 cups of coffee she drinks every day. So we tease her like, you can't even stop moving. Even if you want to, the coffee you're drinking just keeps you moving everywhere.
She's got to do something.
Yeah, you're like on a double or triple shot espresso or something. With that
For
hot
me,
chocolate.
yeah.
You don't even need it. Yeah, you feeling it? 2 kids, right?
Oh, yeah.
You probably do. But hey, back to Justin. So this is kind of funny. Okay. Yesterday, Justin had came to me right when he started the internship. Said, "Hey, the week of May 4th,
whatever this is,
the week of May 4th, I'm supposed to go back to Dallas to do some classes. Right, a week, intense classroom setting." I said, yeah, that's great. Well, then this started to come on, and he reminded me, "Hey, I can't go to Dallas, but they're still doing them online." I'm like, "Sure, man. I mean, that's part of what you're working toward."
That's part of it.
And so, I just thought, hey, I'll see you the end of the week. So I'm driving here yesterday off my lunch break, and I live over in Anthony Wayne, and so I drive Riverview,
Yep.
and I'm driving, and I glance down into Ritter Park, and guess who's down in Ritter Park? Justin and Jordan are playing catch.
Oh.
And I noticed Jordan first, and then I noticed Justin. I'm like,
huh.
So I had to go back and pull down in there.
School, huh?
And say, yeah, oh, how's those intense classes going? And he was like, I knew you saw me. What was funny then is Steve Small, who is Jordan's boss, drives by a few minutes later and honks and waves. And Jordan's like, oh, great, I got to get back to work. So the moral of the story, if you're going to play catch in Napoleon, go to Oakwood Park. No one drives by there, right? I'm like, you guys play catch right out in the middle of everybody.
Stay away from where you know your bosses will be driving.
No kidding. By. But that was a fun moment. But
nice.
Yeah. Again, back to the original purpose of this show that was started during this time, but it's something we're going to continue to do. Maybe not twice a week, but at least once a week going forward. It is centered around 3 words: to be informative, to be encouraging, and to be interactive, right?
Yes.
And I think we've definitely stayed on course with the informative.
Yeah.
And I think out of that, even the encouraging aspect.
There's been, which is crazy to think about, because even with the informative, and with some of the informative, you talk about things that are going around right now with the virus, which sometimes would think could not be encouraging to hear, but out of it, it ends up being encouraging.
Yeah, just the way our county handled it, how proactive they've been. I was even thinking about Carol being on with Filling Home.
Yes.
And what they're doing and how they have helped their residents. Just on and on and on. I think it has been encouraging. Even
Absolutely.
like Krista last week talking about our kids.
Yeah.
Like how they're dealing with. That was encouraging to me to hear things that it was not only informative but encouraging. Hey, I understand a little bit better about what my kids are dealing with.
Yeah.
That gave me some hope, And,
absolutely, it did.
To put
not just think
words to emotions.
Yes,
that's
yes.
my
To not just think that, like, oh man, something's going on with my parenting because they're acting up extra or differently than what they did before. But no, it's just they're going through this just like we are. And
I think it's been really cool to stay on task with informative, encouraging, and interactive. The interactive part, we want you to help us with that today, okay? Here's the interactive question that you can go, if you're watching, you can go to the comment section and answer our question. Interact with us. We will share those later on in the show and talk about them, because we're going to talk about this as we finish up with the interactive part. Here's the question.
Okay.
What does your summer look like now? What does your summer look like now? For us, we just canceled our vacation.
Yep.
I just talked to somebody else who canceled their vacation.
We did too.
You canceled your vacation?
Yeah, and oh man, I was so bummed. Well,
you were going to Florida, right?
Yeah, so we do Florida every other year, and the place that we go, I would always laugh, growing up, because I called it almost like my home away from home. It's like every time you go back to that same place, it feels like home because you know everything, you know the surroundings. Yeah, so this was supposed to be our year to be able to go. Which I was craving it last summer, but so we were supposed to be going, this year in July, and
Ben says that's your dad. Like your dad just likes the familiar, so he kept going back to the same place growing up.
He does. But so that must be where I am just like my dad, because that to me is like, not only do I know what to expect, but there's just such a comfort, and it's almost like I can relax more when it's someplace that I know that I've been.
Which those of you who maybe don't know this, Janae is Ben's sister.
Surprise.
So, man, I got a brother and sister on staff here.
I feel like no matter how long we've been here and, like, even serving here together and, being on staff together, there's always somebody that doesn't know that.
Yeah.
There's always,
I've ran into people
especially
this year.
with new people and, doing all this stuff online and not meeting in person. Yeah. No peace.
So what does it look like for you? Are you going to still do your vacation? Are you going to do a staycation? I even have a question here. Is there something that you are now planning to do in the summer due to the quarantine? You're just like, man, you know what? I've had time to think about this. Our family's started a new hobby or doing new activities, and we are going to do this summer. So interact with us online, comment in, let us know. We'd like to chat about that because we're all going to be figuring that out here in the next few weeks. And it's good to hear maybe, hey, what are you doing? What are you planning? How are you going to, it's just good to know, kind of hear what are we doing here?
And it kind of gives you some other ideas too, like, oh, I hadn't thought about that before. Or
Absolutely.
like, oh, that's a great idea. I should try that.
Yeah, I'm just asking this question to get ideas.
Because now I got to figure out something else when we don't have the beach.
I'm just using the show for my own. No, honestly, we were going to go to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
We were going to go with my mom and dad to Yellowstone, to Mount Rushmore, the Badlands, Yellowstone, Rocky Mountain National.
Trip planned.
Just kind of the out west trip, right? We first of all thought about renting an RV, but my goodness, that's expensive. Yeah. So we had it all planned out, reserved out, and we just had to pull the plug on that. We're going to do it next year. But, we're trying to figure out how we're going to adjust. We do want to keep you informed, though.
Yes.
And so...
Yep. So with that, we still have some things going on at our church, even though we're not meeting. And one of those things is this past Sunday was the first Sunday for this, but we had an ARO truck here, or we had a semi-truck here, because we were supposed to be going on a mission trip. Our church was supposed to be sending a team down to ARO in Kentucky, which is
ARO is Appalachian Reach Out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they're a relief organization amongst some of the poorest countries or counties in our nation.
Yeah.
And so that obviously got canceled. We can no longer do that. But with it being amongst some of the poorest, they are in great need of a lot of stuff. And so we have a list on our website, and we have a list on our Facebook page of different things that we can still give to contribute to them to try to help them out during this. And so this past Sunday, we had a semi-truck here that we're in the midst of filling. And so this coming up Sunday from 1 to 4 at our church, that truck will be here again. That if you have stuff at home that fits within that list, you can bring it here, and there'll be workers here gloved and masked and ready to help it and unload it essentially for you. So you just got to get it in your vehicle and just bring it here, and that's it. And then we've got people here that can unload it, can get it into the truck, so that way they can drive that down.
So we have a gentleman in our church, Dan Cruz, who has a business that has semis, and he volunteered. He said, I will take a load down. Which is just amazing. Yeah, that's cool. That's amazing. And so the trailer's actually here.
Sweet.
They filled about 40% of it last week.
That's amazing.
I guess they were packing it very well. So, I mean, it is.
Hey, so we got 60% left.
Yes.
This Sunday between 1 and 4 p.m., you can bring your stuff here. So we've got that going on. The Go button, we also still have the Go button up on our website, napnaz.org, that if you need anything, if you're in need of something during this time, utilize that button. Go there, fill it out. We've got people with skills, resources, different things that are willing and available and ready to help. So if you've got something that you need.
I think we've had over 50 people
that's just
sign
awesome.
up. That's people. That might not be families.
Right.
That's 50 Go button forms filled out. I will help.
Yeah, that's just awesome.
If it's as simple as going and buying groceries.
Yes.
For elderly couples or people who, need to be careful, especially in this time.
Yep.
Please, if you have a need, we want to help you.
Hit that button.
That's right.
Fill it out.
Yep.
We'll get back
Simple.
to you.
It'll take you really 2 minutes probably. Maybe not even that.
Absolutely.
Depends on how good you are with the
computer.
That's right.
And typing. I like that. Okay, so we've got that. We also have on May 17th, Sunday, May 17th, here at our church, we have a senior celebration for our NapNaz seniors this year. So we have about 7 seniors that includes. So from 2 to 4 p.m. on May 17th, you can drive here and just drive through the parking lot. If you have a card or a gift or something that you want to drop off to one of our seniors, they will have decorated vehicles and trunks ready to receive those. And it's just a chance for us to be able to love on our seniors.
It's a difficult year.
It is. It has been.
No graduation ceremony. I do think some schools are trying to figure that out, but there's no doubt it's not like normal.
No, right.
You remember your graduation?
I do.
I mean, it's just one of those moments in your life, right?
Well, and
you
it's not just my graduation ceremony that I remember, but I remember all of the things that went around behind it. I remember, the week that seniors didn't have to come into school, but everybody else did have to come, but we'd come in and talk about what that would look like. So, there's just a lot
Cleaning
of that.
out your locker and like walking out of school and realizing I'm done.
Yeah.
Just so many of those moments that they are unfortunately not able to experience. I think we can come alongside.
Absolutely.
And through things like this,
Absolutely.
kind of bridge the gap for them.
Yeah.
And create new memories.
Yes.
Cool memories that they'll remember 20 years from now. Hey, remember when I showed up with my car in the church parking lot and people just came through and dropped off a card or a gift? And I think this is really cool.
I do think it's really neat. And I've seen a list of our seniors' names too, I think up on our Facebook page.
It is.
So if you want to fill out cards for the seniors and bring them, again, that's May 17th from 2 to 4. There's a list of all the names that are up there, so you can go ahead and check that out. And then other than that, just making sure to check out our weekly schedule, which we always have posted. So we still have got worship going on. We've got devos going on. Prayer meetings are still happening. Blanket Fort devos, still got some of those to go up, and some N2 stuff. So
I think maybe Sarah's doing N2 stuff right now.
Nice.
The videos, because Ken is...
He's snuggling a baby girl right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Got some other things going on. But the other thing I wanted to share, just as we finish the informative side and keep you thinking about what is going on.
Yep.
If you're like me, it can be very easy to, in the rat race of everything, to lose sight of, the truck's here on Sunday or senior celebration. So that's why we mention these things, just to keep you informed. But one other thing I will tell you is over the next week or so, we'll share publicly what our plans are as far as coming back together in person. Mm-hmm. We're trying to follow our state guidelines, trying to be sensitive to that. I know that the state is struggling in Ohio to kind of outline everything. And so we're kind of having to kind of wait.
And navigate with them and figure,
Yeah, we want to do it in a safe fashion. Yeah. But we are making plans to get together, and that will look different. Mm-hmm. We'll be careful. We'll probably add a service. Mm-hmm. You'll have to sign up because we don't want to have too many people. Yeah. We've got the sanctuary already set up.
Get a good flow of people in and out.
So it's socially distanced. We'll be sharing that more as we kind of figure out a little bit more how our state is. Yeah. I feel like today might be a little premature for us to figure out what that is. And so be looking for that, though. We will when we know for sure, we will let you know. So okay. Hey, again, be thinking about sharing. What are you doing this summer? What are your plans? Are you still going on vacation? Are you switching up? What are you doing if you're not going on vacation? Just kind of share back and forth, because we're all going to be making these decisions.
Give us some ideas.
Give us some ideas. But it's something I think we should talk about because it's coming. So the encouraging note today, I thought this was fun. I saw a list online. I think it was USA Today shared a list of 100 things that people have found joy in the middle of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how even some of the simplest things are bringing joy in the middle of this pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
I think, obviously, from a Christian perspective, right?
Yes.
That not only is God helping us through this as believers, keeping us strong, just feeling a sense of security. Absolutely. And knowing that our hope's in Him. Absolutely. And there's a calm within me that
we don't have to worry about tomorrow.
You're right. And we have that. But what's amazing is that even in the middle of a pandemic, that we still find joy. Yeah. Because of Christ. And I think about what James says, count it all joy, even when you go through
a trial.
Pandemics. And I thought this list was cool. I identify with so many things on this list. So we want to talk about how we have found joy in the middle of this pandemic. Mm-hmm. And for me, the number one thing on the list was nabbing a pack of toilet paper at the grocery store. Yeah.
See, I haven't had that experience, though.
I know, you were telling me.
I have not been in a grocery store since, was it March 11th?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Since the week before all of this happened, I have not stepped foot in a grocery store since then.
Oh my
So
goodness.
Cody has done our shopping in our house.
Do you like that, or
Well, in a way,
do you miss it?
kind of. But I also feel like we may be saving money just because I haven't been there. Although, he will sometimes. I'll make out a list for him and, send him a picture of it or something like that during the day. And he'll go and he'll pick stuff up on the way home. And he does a really good job of just sticking to the list. He might come home with a couple extras, but usually I am, because I know, like, what we cook with and I know what we use. So if I'm the one in the store, I'm like, oh, well, we're not quite out of that, but we could be getting close. We might need this, so I'll grab that. So anyways, yeah. So I haven't had to see the whole toilet paper thing.
So I have a confession. Confession's good for the soul, right? One time I was in Walmart, and this was early on, well, a couple weeks in, and I'm walking back through grocery shopping, and I come to the toilet paper aisle.
Uh-oh.
And there is really about one pack left. And we were kind of getting to that point where you didn't know what was coming, and we hadn't hoarded a bunch. And I had a moment of joy.
Grabbing that last one.
I did. Am I a horrible person? But I did experience that. Yes, there's a pack. I felt good about. We're gonna be okay for another 2 weeks.
The rest of the shelves are empty, so I better.
So I did find joy. Can you imagine 2 months ago? Man. I didn't even really hardly pay attention to the toilet paper aisle. That became the number one focus of stores. People were headed straight for there.
It's almost like you don't want to
kind of fun
go
finding
in there
joy.
beforehand because you're like, oh, people know that we're out at home.
I know.
But
okay, a toy that keeps your kid entertained for longer than 5 minutes.
Yep.
You have those, right?
Legos,
yeah?
are it. That is our go-to. Yep.
So Selah has these magnets, these colored magnets now that are like blocks that you can build. Man, it is fun to know that, hey, that's going to be an hour right there. She just over and over and over creates things. That's fun to watch them be creative. We were talking about Legos. Here's the thing. I have 2 boys, and they've both gotten Lego sets.
Mm-hmm.
Jacer's into
the Lego sets now.
Yeah.
And putting them together.
Here's the thing. For Christmas, birthdays, you buy these sets, and then you sit down and you help them put it together. A couple hours, right? Sometimes if they're really complex.
It depends on what it is.
And you're like, oh, wow. That might be on a Monday night.
And we just did it.
By Thursday, completely tore apart.
Gone. Yeah.
And there's this are you kidding me?
There's an ache in your heart just a little bit to see it go. And
was that wasted time? I don't think it's wasted time because you're sharing an activity.
I was going to say, because I know, especially with Jacer, he just loves that you're sitting next to him helping him out.
Absolutely.
And so he just likes to spend that time together. So no, it's not wasted. But I do think that there's a part of me that's like,
all that
I was
work,
kind of proud of that.
Step 25, 26, and you're all
40s,
looking at okay, what did I miss on step 25?
Why is this part not matching?
Yeah, if you miss a step on 25, you get to 32, and then it's just gone. But then again, you want them to be creative. So.
Oh yeah.
But we were laughing that with Colby especially the little figures they put together.
Yes, those stay.
They don't break those down.
No. So Jacer for Christmas he got trucks, he got semi trucks, he got he even got a Spider-Man lab type thing, and then he got a spaceship, I think. So we put all those things together, right? It was the next day that they were mostly taken apart, which was fine. But for Easter, he got it. What was it? It was Iron Man. He got an Iron Man. So we're into Avengers, right?
Yes, they are.
We're into Marvel. But that one he will not. In fact, if a part of it starts to come loose, or if one of the legs I think popped off or something, it was like, Mom, I need your help to get this back on because I need to play with it. But all the other ones have been taken apart.
Yeah.
But the action figure ones,
it's the Lego quandary. Do you make them keep it together and play with it, or do you let them destroy it and create their own thing?
I will say, though, that there was a nice little putter in my heart that one stayed together, that the Iron Man so far.
All right.
Since Easter Sunday, it is still intact.
It's almost
the fact that we've lasted that long, I'm good. I'm
it's
pretty happy
joy
with that.
watching kids be entertained.
Yeah.
Walking my dog went from sometimes a chore to unbridled joy. I think this is so true in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I think people are walking their dogs 5 times now a day.
Yeah.
The poor dogs are like,
Time to
can I please
Just
stop
let me
having
take
to
a
go on
nap.
this walk? I
You
do
people
think
have
our
been
animals,
bugging
like,
me.
that's another thing down here. Like, seeing how happy your dog is to have you home 24/7. They've
Yeah.
got to be confused.
Oh my. Yeah.
I do think Nellie's our little dog, with 4 kids. I think she's ready for school to be back in
She
session.
just needs the kids out of the
Yes.
house. Give me
An
some alone time.
uninterrupted nap because it's hopping.
Yeah.
But my teenager has to hang out with me.
Mm.
That's been cool.
That's
That
awesome.
is a lot of joy on my front. I feel like the relationship with Keegan has just gotten better, and that's
awesome.
fun. Finding a new show to binge on any streaming
Whatever.
service.
Yeah. That's been-
You do have a new
we
one. don't
do
you?
have one. Yeah. Actually, Cameron and Rebecca Carrier. Shout out to them. They were the ones that introduced us to the show on the Roku channel called Born This Way.
Born This Way.
yeah.
Check it out.
Follows a group of adults that have Down syndrome
Oh, cool.
and just kind of sees
Yeah.
what they do and talks with their parents. And
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's cool. A sunny day. I mean, after going through April and like it was 40, a sunny day is just like
No kidding.
joy everywhere.
No kidding.
Everybody's
Yeah.
attitude's so much
Yeah.
better.
And I've noticed that it doesn't even necessarily matter. The warmth does matter, but I mean,
Just
it could
the
still
sun.
be just get the sun out. That's just
Absolutely.
been
Ordering takeout from your favorite restaurant and it's still just as delicious.
yes,
Ninja was good the other night.
yeah.
Outlaw,
yeah.
that's been fun.
We've done Azul.
Azul,
Yeah.
I have not done Azul.
Yeah, we've done Azul. We have takeout Tuesday at our house.
So we do the
go
taco
around town.
place, the taco truck.
Oh, yes,
they have
we've done that
Taco
too.
Tuesdays.
Yes.
My wife loves that.
Yeah. Hey, Cinco de Mayo
It's
today.
Tuesday today, isn't it?
And it's Cinco de Mayo.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
There you go.
We should be wearing sombreros.
I
Where's our sombreros, producers? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I think we're doing the taco truck today. Exploring local neighborhoods and checking out all the yards. I think that's been something we've done.
I just hope nobody yet is checking out ours because I have not got to the weeds yet. Hey, we did the windows. We did the windows before Easter.
You did.
So.
That was cool. Yeah. Watching your kids do something creative to combat boredom and realizing just how special they are.
Oh, yeah.
This has been fun. Nicole had a thing
That's
where
been awesome.
they had to make their own videos and do their own projects and present it to the family.
Yeah.
So that's been really cool. I will say that there has been a deepening of appreciation and love for just how the kids are wired.
Yes.
It's
So,
been fun.
I think I've been having my kids on with videos with me, like on Sundays and Wednesdays. They
Yeah.
have to do recordings
Yeah.
with me, right? And sometimes they get tired of that. But through all of that, they have actually been asking if I can record them and they can make their own movies
Oh, cool.
with their superheroes. So that's been something that's been
You gotta
really
save
fun.
those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are some home videos.
Finding a meme that speaks to you and send it to everybody you know. That happens.
This is about
That
on the-
happens with our staff
on the
sometimes.
daily.
That you said that's something you daily
Oh,
do.
I love the memes. I still love them.
They have helped me make it through a few days. Not having to put on makeup every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you had days
That
where you
was-
didn't put makeup on?
Oh yeah, but I don't normally wear a lot of makeup. But
That's
yeah.
been great for me. I haven't had to put makeup
I
on
bet.
once.
How
Once
amazing.
this whole pandemic.
Yeah.
But the second one, finding joy in the middle of pandemic, not having to shave.
Yeah.
That has been fun.
That's great.
But you know what? Honestly, I have had to shave because they're doing shows.
You're on
Like,
camera.
man, I got to shave today because I'm going to be on,
Yeah. I will say that's the only time like, man, I got to put on a little bit of makeup today because I have to be filmed.
Yeah.
But
All the money you're saving on gas,
Yep.
that has been so fun.
yeah.
Seeing other human beings outside of your family and waving way too enthusiastically at them.
Oh, that's been us. That's been us.
I think so.
We go for walks. We definitely we go for walks and yeah. We've waved at other people's animals before too.
Yeah.
Said hi to people's dogs. Yep.
Anyway, a lot of things that we can find joy in,
Yeah.
and simpler things have become more meaningful.
Yep.
And that is cool.
That is awesome.
And that's the way to
That
walk
is
through
very
this, I think, in the way that God just created us to be.
And I think it's helped us to find joy in the small things.
Yeah, the
And
simple
so I
things.
feel like I really feel like, and I really truly hope that that's something that like
Sticks.
we'll all carry out of this.
Oh, wow. We got a lot
Yeah.
of interaction here.
All right. Let's
Hey,
hear it.
so Bandy Bishop, I completely agree about your Florida trip. That's the way I've been feeling about Hilton Head Island.
Yeah.
I know I've talked to Manny about this. They've went a lot to Hilton Head.
Yeah, they have.
And so,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
there's something familiar about that. Katie Harmon, we're spending money on landscaping and gardening instead of vacation.
I can't give that.
Maybe you can get her to come over and do your landscaping. and
Yeah,
gardening.
there we go.
That's cool. Darren Yaki, we were due to leave for Cancun this Saturday. Oh man,
That's a
it
bummer.
was canceled. Now
That's another
lots of
beach.
camping weekends. Well, hopefully they open up the
Camping,
campgrounds
yes, that would
soon,
be,
right?
That would be, yeah.
Not me. I'm not a huge camper.
See, I am really. My parents do have a camper, so that might have to be something that we utilize a little bit more this summer. Is like,
There you go.
even if it's just in the backyard or somebody else's yard.
My idea of a
just let
good
us stay.
camping trip is a Holiday Inn Express. But no, I enjoy it if it's a camper,
yeah.
not a tent.
No.
Oh man, bad memories with tents. Stephanie Flora building a pool deck next week. Wow.
Ooh.
Mark retires June 30th, so staying home and enjoying the pool with the
Nice.
family.
That's awesome.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sarah's gonna enjoy that. A lot of trips to Hamler.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That'll be
absolutely.
fun. Nicole, my wife, we're bummed about having to cancel vacation, but excited to get some outdoor projects done.
Oh, yeah.
She's excited for me to get some outdoor projects. No, we'll do it
Oh,
together.
yeah.
But we're
Yeah.
going to attack some things really intentionally.
That's good.
Becca, hoping to still get away for a few days to northern Michigan. I hope that
Yes,
I
that
hope
would
that
be-
Michigan opens up.
Right.
And
Right.
they are
right.
really. But Kristen, we had to cancel Florida. That's your
Yeah.
sister-in-law, so she
Yeah,
would have
they
went
were
with
gonna
you,
be
right?
going with us. Yeah.
Cool. A low-key getaway later
Yep.
this summer. Cool.
Yep.
Ben Hartford, Pastor Ben has been crushing our landscaping and outdoor projects already this spring. Maybe it'll just
bet
be
he
able.
is.
Maybe I'll just be able to vacation in the backyard.
Oh gosh.
I bet you we do a lot more of that stuff this
Yeah,
summer.
yeah.
I
We
do.
do have a tent. Jacer does have a tent, and not for all four of us, but I do think that will probably be something that we do throughout the summer here, even if it's like him and
Yeah.
Cody on a weekend. Just go out in the backyard and just camp. or
That'd be
something.
fun.
But,
Mandy
yeah.
Bishop outdoor projects. Man, outdoor projects are getting a lot of run here.
Maybe that must. I think somebody's telling me something.
Right.
I must get on my landscaping then.
Yeah. I think probably a lot of it. Yes, Sarah Desgrange, outdoor projects.
Yeah.
Janae, your hair is long and pretty.
Oh,
Beth Downing,
thank you.
nice shout out. She didn't say anything
Thanks.
about my hair.
No haircuts, And there's no way Cody's touching my hair.
My hair
He
is
can shave
short
his,
and
but
balding.
Not mine.
And she says she misses Jacer climbing up on her lap to help her
Yeah.
with N2 concessions on
Yeah.
Wednesday night.
They miss being here.
Cool. Hey, sounds like everybody's going to be outdoors a lot
Yep,
doing
yep.
projects. Maybe
Yeah.
we need to make a run at Lowe's and Menards and Home Depot before everybody else buys it out.
Probably.
No.
The one thing that I will say, though, that we are getting into more at our house is Jacer has just been more wanting to try out so many different sports. So he has like his own set of smaller golf clubs and things like that. But lately it's been basketball.
Yeah.
So there's some hoops nearby that we've been going down to, and he's been playing. And he asked again this morning. We went last night, and he asked again this morning hey, Mom, can we go back down to those hoops again and play basketball? So I really think that we'll be active in a lot of those ways, especially.
So I'll
I
give
think
you a
this
little
summer.
personal insight here. I'm not a huge open door guy, right? Sometimes Nicole's like, why don't you say more? I'm just kind of private. But I tell you what, my oldest son turned 14 Saturday. All right,
did.
Keegan did. And one thing that he has really grown interested in is golf. Well, if you know me,
Yes.
I'm an avid golfer.
Yes.
And so one of the things he wanted was we got him a golf bag.
That's awesome.
A new golf bag, and on his birthday, him and I went golfing at Napoleon, played 9 holes,
Yeah.
and now he's begging me every day.
Look
We
at
went
that.
last
Yeah.
night. Him and Colby and I went out to the practice fairway, And so, yeah,
That's
I
got to
think
be one of those joys.
yes, I think maybe he's doing something, enjoying something that we can enjoy for the next 25
Do
years.
together, yeah.
That's what I love about golf.
Yeah.
We can continue to do it.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
yeah, just like that, it's fun to
Yep.
watch things develop in our kids' lives that we can share together.
Absolutely.
So, sounds like a lot of outdoor projects, and I guess I'm going to be joining you with that. And
I should probably.
yeah, but I think we're all gonna feel good about, hey, you know, I had to cancel this, I had to cancel that, and yeah, I'm bummed about that. But you know
look
what?
At all this other stuff that we can do now.
We're gonna adjust and have fun with it.
Yep,
I
absolutely.
bet there's gonna be a lot of barbecuing, a lot of grilling out.
Oh yeah,
a lot
that's
of outdoor
one thing.
parties.
Oh, when we go on walks and it's nice out, we've been able to smell some grills going. So
I've stumbled onto charcoal.
Oh,
I've started charcoaling this spring. I love it.
It's different.
I even love the smell.
Yes. Yep.
Like when I'm getting the charcoals ready.
Yeah.
I walk in, I'm just like, man, I love this smell. So
it's that smell of summer.
I do think that probably a lot of backyard barbecues are going to be happening.
Yeah.
I think we've already decided, hey, missing people.
Absolutely.
Now having the opportunity, I bet you we grill out a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, stay informed, stay encouraged, and continue to connect with one another in whatever way possible. I think it's coming to, I don't want to say an end.
Yeah.
It's coming to a new level.
It is.
A new reality.
Yep, we're hitting the next.
So, hey, join us, worship, devos, prayer meetings, and then Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, we'll see you again. Stay encouraged, stay connected. We love you guys, and we'll see you Thursday.